show, the fast 5 things you need to know. We'll start your day off swirly, it's the toast. I sound amazing.
Welcome back to The Toast and happy Monday. Hope everybody had a Pardelicious Definition Chametz-free weekend.
It was all of those things. I forgot we celebrated
How could you forget?
Over of Passover. We had
We kind of
Seders
celebrated the passage of time.
We definitely did, as we always do, 2,000 years strong, and we're still celebrating.
We are celebrating by struggling, and that is the eternal Jewish mission.
Yeah, but we're celebrating our freedom.
It was kind of like a big weekend. Lots going on. It was Passover. It was Coachella. It was the Masters.
The Masters, weirdly, I'm at a point in life where the Masters have inundated me almost as much, if not more, than Coachella. Let me tell you, so
I'm
much
obsessed.
Masters. No, I really enjoyed it. It's very relaxing, comfort. They're comfort creators, those golfers.
1,000%. We watched both days. Like, Ben's obsessed. This is like his
Super Bowl.
And you know what? I was kind of open to it. Like, it was, yeah, like you said, very beautiful vistas, bucolic courses, good vibes, very handsome young men. What's that to like?
Yeah, and then I was getting a lot of things in my algorithm of like Masters fun facts.
Me too. Caroline Wozniacki and Rory McIlroy.
Oh, and the golf reporter and
the golf reporter. Yes.
I meant more so like the no cell phones, the prices of the food.
Oh yeah. I follow Pookie and Jet.
Tradition. They're like Tevye. Tradition.
Yes.
So many of the things that you win, aside from the $3.6 million, which you really can't put a price on that. Everything else is like
glory.
It's glory. It's like you get a locker room in the PGA thing, and they don't even have enough lockers, so you like share with former winners, including those who are deceased, so they don't really use it. You can play the course whenever you want. Like, okay, cool.
No,
Thanks.
it's seriously like so kind of like rich and old.
You get a jacket that you have to give back a year later.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do.
But they were all wearing their jackets. Like all the winners showed up.
I don't think that's true. Keep it for a year. I got all of these things.
But Jackie, Scotty, that's not true, because Scotty Scheffler, who's won like the last couple of years, the previous winner gives it to the new winner, and he was wearing his own coat while giving one.
His year is about to be up.
No, all the people behind him, all the previous winners were wearing. That's definitely not true, Jackie.
I need to show you what I read. It was really crazy. Like they write your name in gold on the jacket, and then
no, they don't. Definitely don't.
Masters
jacket. Fun facts.
Oh,
by the way, let's not waste time. Let's just ask Google Gemini. Does the winner of the Masters have to return the jacket that they win?
Masters winners. No, everyone knows that the winner of the Masters receives a green jacket to wear off-site for 1 year as the reigning off-site. Yeah, then they can only wear it on-site.
Oh, no, it's still theirs. Oh, yeah, but it's stored at the club. Okay, so
they can't take the jacket with them.
They can't take the jacket home, but it does belong to them.
But that's so crazy.
So they have like special events, dinners, and things that you can show up to and wear your coat.
But you can only get dressed once you're there because the jacket can't leave the premises. That's a little crazy.
In recent years, Augusta has begun presenting winners with a replica jacket that they may keep, allowing them to commemorate their victory even after bringing the original back.
Oh, that's sweet. Thanks. No, Claudia.
Okay, like calm down. It's a blazer.
There's a lot of replicas. So the big trophy, the winner, again, of course, can't have it. They get their name engraved on it, and they will get a replica trophy, a smaller one that's like and the trophy is the shape of the Augusta clubhouse.
I'm sure they have their reasons, but like, who would want to win this tournament? Like,
well, don't forget the millions.
Of course. No, and you know the cat that your caddy gets like a nice slice of the pot.
And what's crazy is like, okay, so say you come in second. You really can't play at this golf course whenever you want, even though you came in second.
No, I had a thought about like people who come in second. Let me tell you. Because the whole thing with golf is like you keep your score down, right? You want to be like the lowest under.
I know that from Bren's Instagram stories.
So it's just crazy to me that like you can have like, okay, let's say it's a par 3. You have to get to the hole in the ball in 3 shots. And on your second shot, you get it within like an inch of the hole. Like you still get the same score as the person who got it in like the regular 3, but like you played so much better. It's like there's no emphasis or value on doing better. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, that doesn't bother me so much. It took you.
I was like,
just like how many shots did it take you to get it in the hole? What
right,
those
no, it's
shots
so simple.
Looked like?
No, it's like you don't get rewarded for excellency. Like it's just so it's so simple.
If you think
it's kind
about
of communist.
The person who shot it close to the hole but didn't get it in, right? Their third shot is then going to be really easy, like boom. But
yeah, of course,
the other
but because
person,
the second one like should have went in.
Say they shot it in the sand, And then they still get it in on 3, and they got it out of the sand. They did
but that means
impressive.
their first shot was terrible.
But their second shot was impressive.
Yeah, it just feels like there's no, like somebody, like when they do like trick shots and it's like from all the way and then it like skirts around. They don't get extra points for like dazzling us.
And I'm sure they
it's
have
like gymnastics.
their reasons, but like when you're kind of close to when you're in the putting zone, why do they hit a curveball? Like, why not a straight
I was asking
shot?
them that too. So they know, and that's what the caddy's job is to like tell you everything about this hole. They're on certain angles. The wind is going one way. So like, yes, they will hit it left. I'm like, bitch, the hole is to the right. But then it starts to swerve, right? Mm-hmm. It's a way of testing the elements, you know? Sometimes it's on an incline. Sometimes it's on a decline. Sometimes the wind is really bad.
And I just think those big books in their back pocket are hindering their play.
I think that they should not have to bend down and pick up their own balls. Every time the ball is in the hole, I'm like, oh my God, your knees. Like that would, when I played golf like 3 times, that was the hardest part. Like keep having to bend down and pick up your ball. And these are like older gentlemen because golf is sort of, you know, anyone can play. You don't have to be like young and sprightly. And I was worried about their knees and their backs.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. I thought it was crazy they're walking the course. Isn't the whole point a golf cart?
I said that to Ben too. I said, why no golf cart? He's like, well, that's not how the game was invented. And again, these are storied traditions. They didn't have golf carts back in the day.
No, that makes sense. And like, you should be a little physically fit. Like,
I said the same thing. I'm like, it's a sport. You have to be able to walk.
These days, you get a golf cart because it's a hobby and we're here to have fun.
Right, leisure.
But this is like champions. Can you
now,
walk?
I want to say I was like keeping up with who was like winning and stuff. And I really am not like a Rory McIlroy fan, even though if you know the Turdy Rory McIlroy lore. Turdy Rory McIlroy lore. At that time, I made up a story that I sat next to him on the first class flight home from Scottsdale. I just got like really toxic vibes from him before I knew like his sordid personal history, which, you know, has no bearing on him as a golf player. I just like really was not wanting him to win, mostly because he wasn't representing America. And the person in number 2 spot, like pretty much the entire time. No, he was in the second spot, like only at the end. Bryson DeChambeau was in.
But then he
DeChambeau'd. He's so hot. He DeChambeau'd in his pants. He is so hot. And he was representing America
on the course.
And I said, that's my player. And I just like, I was like, I'm not worried. I know he's going to get it together. He's going to represent America, you know, the red, white, and blue. And he took a big DeChambeau right in the middle of the course.
He was second when I turned it on, and he did one thing wrong, like one mistake, and he fell off the leaderboard.
He unraveled. Well, that's the thing about like individual team sports, which is what I always think of like with tennis. If you're like a toxic person, you have to have like a really strong like mindset too, because the only person you can blame is yourself. And it's really hard not to like fucking spiral, like when you make one mistake. And that did happen to DeChambeau. And I think that's the type of athlete I would be. I would start like seriously like taking my club and swinging it, trying to break it in half.
You don't have the mental fortitude. You need to be like an astronaut.
Well, we're going to talk about that.
We'll talk about the astronauts.
Big day.
But Rory almost blew it all. He had to go into overtime for nothing.
Yes, that guy Rose, like at the end, Rory started to like get a little comfortable. Like he was playing with Bryson. Bryson was like his duo partner. Bryson was shitting the bed. So we got to, you know, relax a little bit, forgetting that this guy Rose came up from like 5th place and he was crushing. And I was happy for him because, you know, he looked really old. And I felt like maybe this was Rose's last chance.
Yeah, well, actually, and if you win the Masters, you get invited to play back every single year. Even if you're like 90 years old, you can still play in the tournament. But like only if you win. So like that doesn't go for Rose. That's so crazy. He was this close.
Right. Do you know what Rose's first name is?
Justin.
Literally, he's Whitney Rose's husband.
I like calling him Rose. I only know their last name. McIlroy, Rose, Reed.
DeChambeau
fell off. Scheffler.
Okay, well, you obviously watched like the last hour. I watched 2 whole days. DeChambeau was on the whole time. Scheffler, yes.
Scheffler. Let's talk about the Scheffler. But also Rory.
He's won the last 3 years in a row.
And
it's
Rory
fine.
was history. There was no herstory made yesterday. I just want to say, like, no herstory in the building. History.
No, there wasn't a woman on site. Yeah.
History, because he finally won all the titles. It took him 11 years.
But by the way, herstory was made this morning. Big day for insufferable women.
Big day. I'm really excited to talk about it, but I don't even want to. That's in the stories, of course, like our lead story.
Of course.
What would you rather talk about first? Because they're all equally important to me. Coachella or the astronauts?
Coachella, just because Katy Perry like is insufferable. That's the only reason.
Okay.
And I actually consumed so much Coachella content this week, and I was loving watching the swirlies swirl it up in Palm Springs.
I enjoyed what I did see. Looked like everyone had a grand old time.
Yes. Except for us, suffering at home with no bread. How is it going for you?
Well, it was good. I've actually been enjoying matzah. Like, I know it's not going to last long, but we went out to brunch yesterday and I substituted everything like with matzah. So I had like matzah,
eggs,
lox and cream cheese, matzah and tuna fish, and like so good. I wouldn't want to eat that all the time, but it was a nice change of pace.
No, but it's going to catch up with you. You better be careful. Matzah is a binder.
Had a painful one.
Yeah, matzah is known to just tear through the digestive system.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to look on the bright side. You know, of course, there are things that I'll be missing. But
I'm really missing my morning bagel.
It hasn't hit me yet.
It hit me the second I had to make a meal without bread. Like, I'm in hell.
I'm sorry. How was your Seder's?
It was so nice. Really, you know, some of my favorite songs to sing are Passover songs. And I had a really nice time. Missed you, obviously. Hated not being together. Lashana Haba Yerushalayim, you know?
Yerushalayim.
And it was nice. It was really nice. It was like a nice long weekend too.
Was it nice?
I would say nice is exactly how I would describe it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Really beautiful.
We have a lot to catch up on today. Just like this world, like the world turned, even though, you know, we were commemorating a holiday, others were swirling it up.
Yeah. And there was something else this weekend that I was like, oh, they did that on Coachella weekend.
The Masters.
I guess the Masters. But I don't think there was one person who was torn between. Who? Pookie?
Pookie and Jet.
They're not going to Coachella.
I think that they did. Did they not?
Year? With
did they not fly? They went to Augusta.
Yeah.
And then I saw them on a plane. I thought they were headed to Coachella, but don't.
I have to go look. I feel like they're so Georgia strong. Like, why on earth would they have any sort of...
Because as a content creator, you make a lot of money, like at Coachella. It's like a job. Whereas, like, I think getting invited to Augusta is like so fun, but like you're spending your own money to get there.
Okay. Oh, they're in Palm Springs.
Yeah, like
with Paloma.
Pookie is a leading influencer for Revolve. Like, she could not miss.
Wow.
The fest.
Let's see what the Pooksters was up to.
Yeah, I have a lot of catching up to do. I was mostly on TikTok this weekend, invested highly in the Earl girls.
Well, yeah, I really got my Coachella fix vis-a-vis Alex Earl, and I felt like that was really the best window in which to see Coachella.
Agreed.
Best dress. Not that I saw so many other outfits, but I loved her looks. Even day 3, which I know was controversial, I really liked it.
Which one was day 3?
The leopard shirt and the undies.
I thought it was so cute. I saw pretty much all the outfits. It's really crazy how like Coachella's styles have changed so much. Like when it first popped on the scene, it was very like Vanessa Hudgens, right? Like flowers in your hair, flower crown, boho, denim jeans. Like it wasn't so glam. And then I think people really took it too far. Like wearing jeans. Okay, you're in the middle of the desert. And like full glam, crazy ass looks. And now I feel like this year everybody really tapered it back a little bit. Like it's still very high fashion, but it's a festival, you know? It's 1,000 degrees and you're walking 2 miles. Chill.
Yeah. Most of my influencers, you know, the people that I follow, like didn't go.
Well, it is a younger woman's game.
So that's what I'm saying. Like my influencers were all aging out of it.
Yeah, and it's actually crazy because like Revolve is really a core like brand
and I follow
of
Revolve. And
Coachella.
When they posted like a bunch of girls at their fest and stuff, I didn't know them. And
right, so like the girls who we all grew up watching going to Coachella with Revolve, like the bloggers and then turned Instagrammers, not a single one of them was there. No. It's all TikTokers now, and it's like the Revolve TikTokers, the same way it was like the Revolve generation of Instagrammers.
Yeah, which is cool. I mean, that's
it's a passing of the torch.
Passage of time.
And it's so significant.
You can't go to Coachella forever.
No. Actually, Vanessa Ann could, but nobody else could.
Yeah, there are a handful of people where it's like, if you don't go to Coachella, did Coachella even happen?
Correct.
And if you live in California, it's different because it's really not that. It's like me going to Disney. Duh.
Right. It's like if you have a house in Palm Springs, like
Kylie.
Correct.
Well, let's get into the stories because we clearly want to talk about Coachella. So without further ado, here are the Fast 5 stories that you need to know.
And the Fast 5 stories that you need to know are brought to you by Skims, my favorite place to find all things undergarments. So bras, underwear from Skims are some of the best intimates I've ever owned. My top drawer is really slowly being converted to all different Skims products. I'm obviously very particular about my intimates through all stages of life, especially this one where like if it's not comfortable, it's going right in the garbage, or I'm taking a pair of scissors and I'm cutting a hole in it. And with Skims, I can just really like feel good knowing everything I'm getting is really comfortable. I love the Fits Everybody collection, especially their bralettes, because I'm just in a phase of my life where I can't be walking around without a bra, but sometimes like I'm just laying in bed and I need to relax. I love the Fits Everybody collection. It's so stretchy, it's so soft, and it really fits everybody. It's kind of crazy. And if you're looking for like different undies, like again, I feel like I'm talking about undies a lot these days because I have so many different needs. Skims just makes so many great items. Also, don't sleep on Skims Maternity. That long sleeve shirt that I wear pretty much every day on the toast, and I literally wore yesterday to the Seder, is from Skims. They have great pants, maternity pants. I really like their maternity items. Like literally every time I open a new category and I go to Skims for it, I'm never not pleased. So shop Skims best intimates, including the Fits Everybody collection and more at skims.com and their New York flagship store on Fifth Avenue. After you place your order, be sure to let them know that the toast sent you. Select podcast in the survey and be sure to select the toast in the drop-down menu that follows. Again, that's skims.com, SKIMS. And that bralette I was talking about is from the Fits Everybody collection, and it's the jersey bralette, the racerback one I love. Today's episode is also brought to you by OpenPhone. If you're running a business, you know that every time you miss a call, you're leaving money on the table. When every customer conversation matters, you need a phone system that keeps up and helps you stay connected. That's why you need OpenPhone. OpenPhone is the #1 business phone system that streamlines and scales your customer communications. It works through an app on your phone or computer, so no more carrying 2 phones or using a landline. With OpenPhone, your team can share one number and collaborate on customer calls and texts like a shared inbox. That way, any teammate can pick up right where the last person left off, keeping your response times faster and your customers happy. Plus, with AI-powered call transcripts and summaries, you'll be able to automate follow-ups, ensuring you never miss a customer interaction ever again. So, whether you're a one-person operation drowning in calls, or you have a large team that needs to collaborate better and needs better tools, OpenPhone is a no-brainer. So see why over 50,000 businesses have trusted OpenPhone to manage their business's calls and texts. And OpenPhone is offering our listeners 20% off your first 6 months, but only when they go to openphone.com/toast. That's OPENPHONE.com/toast. And if you have existing numbers with another service, OpenPhone will port them over at no extra charge. So OpenPhone, there are no missed calls, no missed customers. As business owners ourselves, like we know the importance of getting back to people, and don't be caught slipping. OpenPhone is using AI in the best possible way, and it's super affordable. Plus, they're taking care of all like the hassle for you, especially like getting old numbers ported over. So check out openphone.com/toast for that 20% off your first months at openphone.com/toast. Today's episode is also brought to you by Thrive Cosmetics. So whether you're all about a simple mascara and a gloss, or you love to play with bold shapes and colors, there's always a trusty favorite that you use for every look. And let Thrive Cosmetics be that for you. They are my go-to for so many products, especially mascara. So as a brand, they make certified 100% vegan and cruelty-free products. You can depend on them for everything from simple daily wear to show-stopping self-expression. So a lot of their bestsellers, you probably know they're super viral. For me, it starts and ends with the Liquid Lash Extensions Mascara. So it has over 40,000 5-star reviews. I've been using it for years. I have very straight lashes that like refuse to hold a curl. And until I just discovered the tubing mascara from Thrive Cosmetics, like I just was sort of living with my lashes. It comes in 5 shades. They last all day without clumping, smudging, or flaking. It really looks like lash extensions, but of course without the damaging glue or the salon prices. The removal is really easy. Slides off with warm water and a washcloth. There's no soap required. The ingredients are nourishing, and they support longer, stronger, and healthier looking lashes over time. They also offer a flake-free tubing formula, which dramatically lengthens and defines your lashes from root to tip. Don't sleep on their eyeliner. It's waterproof. It's fabulous. And then their brilliant eye brightener, which you've probably seen all over social media. It's this gorgeous shadow stick. So try your new trusty favorites with an exclusive set for our listeners. New customers can get the Liquid Lash Extensions Mascara and a mini-sized brilliant eye brightener at a special set price with free shipping, but only when they go to thrivecosmetics.com/toast. Or you can save more with 20% off your first order at thrivecosmetics.com/toast. So that's Thrive Cosmetics, CAUSEMETICS.com/toast for 20% off your first order.
Thank you, Turdy.
You're welcome.
Our first story, Coachella 2025 is underway. Weekend 1, Lady Gaga performed.
Oh, yes.
Lisa.
Lisa, a lot of the White Lotus swirlies were swirling around.
Schwarzenegger was there, and Guy Talk was there, and he was watching with Rosé, Lisa's former bandmate. I'll never understand why Blackpink, they all went off and made their own music that like sounds like Blackpink music, and they couldn't do it together, but they're not rivals.
Because they're making more money alone. Like, would you want to split it with 6 other bitches?
I guess not. And I think they're doing better solo. I feel like the world isn't ready for girl groups, and that's what we've seen, and
that's true.
Constantly sleeping on them.
Yeah, I mean, myself included, like I never actively sought out Blackpink music, but it also never made its way to me. Whereas I know a bunch of different Lisa and Rosé songs, like just because they're that popular, you can't ignore them.
And Little Mix.
Right.
Even Fifth Harmony wasn't appreciated as they should have been in their own time.
No, because we clown on them now because it was like the weirdest social experiment ever. It was literally like a Stanford, what is it called? A Stanford prison experiment? Like one of these psychological things. But
They
like
gave
at
us
the time,
hits of a lifetime.
oh my God, you like name me somebody who has more timeless hits
No.
than Fifth Harmony.
But you guys weren't ready for them. So instead, we have not.
I feel like this year in particular was really celeb filled. Like, I know, you know, the classics always go, but it felt like a lot of people went this year. It looked really fun. I definitely watched through the lens of Alex Earl. Like, she was who I was checking. I was literally checking her TikTok like a couple times a day, being like, what is she wearing? Where is she going? She went to Revolve Fest. She did like her Sip Margs, and then her and her friends. She didn't go with other influencers. Like, she hung out with a couple of people, but she was in a house with like her boyfriend and her sister and her friends from home, which just like looked so fun. And they're like real true party girls. Like, a lot of people go to Coachella, they take their pictures, they post a couple of stories, but like she is blackout on her boyfriend's shoulders, home at 5 a.m, like partying.
Yeah, but she did a lot of brand work while she was there. Like even that OS video, which
One
by the
Size
way,
Beauty, yeah.
I have to get that powder. I have.
Oh,
the
you
spray.
do? Do you have the spray?
I have the spray. I need the powder. Like literally, like so influenced to buy. I feel like she maybe wasn't partying as hard as she would have been otherwise because like she had to be like filming and working.
Yes, I think 99% of the work that she had to do was before she started drinking. Like it was during the day, it was getting ready
But then
stuff.
she's
Revolve.
like editing videos like in the car. Like when did she do all this editing?
I imagine she has somebody who helps her with her social media. She can like upload her footage, they'll edit and post it for her, you know?
Okay.
Like she's at that level. That's just what I hope too. Because
I'm
like
thinking
the
of her in the
reason
car
why
editing this video about the YouTube live that she's doing. I'm like, I'm nauseous for you.
the reason why I think she's so successful is because she, like, you know, following her, like, she's actually having fun. She looks so fun. She's like with her sister. Like, it's not like phony influencery. It's so fun. So I imagine that she has good systems in place so that she can have fun.
You need systems.
You need
But another reason why
systems.
she's such a good influencer is because she's so authentic. And I would never think for 1 second that someone else was editing this. Like,
Yeah, that's also true.
so who knows?
Maybe just like her friends were helping her, you know?
They
Kristen
should.
and Sally.
Sally, get in there.
Correct.
I know Sally's a toaster.
Sally. Do you know that song?
Yesterday, my life.
No. Okay, that's actually... So there's like a thing going on TikTok with this singer called Role Model. Do you know him?
Claudia, of course I know Role Model.
You do?
No.
Oh, okay. But you might know this song. Heard through the grapevine, she could be a diva.
Hotter than
So that's-
a
right.
soda, faster than a zebra.
So literally just that part went viral on TikTok. So I didn't know that there was like more song beyond it. But apparently the song is called like Sally. Sally, the wine ran out. That's like some, whatever. That's what the song is called. And he's on tour now. And he's like being very like Taylor Swift. Every time he goes on tour, he brings somebody out to be like the Sally.
Okay.
And it's like the best part of the concert because everybody loves the song. So he brings out, it's very influencer coded. So like I've seen him, he brought Fibula out, he brought Jake Shade, and like these teeny boppers, Jackie, they live for it. It's like their Met Gala.
Did he bring out Sally and Alex yet?
No, he hasn't brought out Alex as a Sally yet.
With Sally, though.
Oh, of course, with the OG Sal. Yeah, of course, of course. I forgot that's how we got here.
So, Alex loved Lady Gaga. She said it was the best performance she's ever seen in her life.
That was pretty much what I saw everybody saying about Lady Gaga, that it really covered like her whole discography. She is so talented. Like, you know, she puts, I mean, not to bring up Gaga 5'2", but like, you know how much she puts into big performances. Like, and I'm sure there's a documentary coming about her preparing for this, which I'm so ready for. She doesn't do anything half-assed. And I heard it was just like so fab with all of her old music, but she incorporated a lot of the mayhem, new music, the looks. She does everything 100%. We saw her actually at her first Coachella. Mm-hmm. She headlined, I don't know what fucking year it was. It was so good. It was the Joanne year, right?
Yeah.
That was like the vibe, which was so us.
Yeah. Love. She's a showman.
She's a showman. I feel like, I know that there are 3 headliners, but like the third night is like, isn't that like the biggest headliner? Or it doesn't matter. They're all equal. But Lady Gaga went first.
Who was the last night?
I think last night was Green Day.
I don't think it was, because I thought they were the second night, because then Charlie XCX, did you see she was wearing a sash that said Miss should have been a headliner? And I saw that she was wearing that on the night of Green Day. Like she performed.
Yeah, because I think she performed before them.
On Saturday.
No, like before in the day. Like, like an hour before.
Okay, but let me just clear
And
this up.
Charlie XCX saying should have been a headliner, like, agree to disagree, you know?
Well, so I was ready to be like, should have not been, but when Green Day is the headliner instead of her, that was like, no, I'm not going to say that's the like best idea. Okay, so yeah.
Oh, I don't agree.
Oh, Green Day was Saturday night and Post Malone was last night. I guess they're all still sleeping and haven't posted anything.
Oh, yeah, maybe. I didn't see one thing from Post Malone.
I didn't see one thing. Did he perform? I haven't even seen like write-ups this morning. Everyone is still asleep.
I literally didn't even know it was Post Malone. That's a really good performer, though. And that I could see like him being the closeout. But I don't think that Green Day was such a bad choice. Like, that's so Coachella, right? Like, they're so genre agnostic.
For sure. For like the second to last or third to last. But like to be up there with Post Malone and Gaga.
I don't know. Jackie, they've literally been around and like making hits for like 30 years. And Alex said it was amazing.
Oh, she did?
Yeah.
Okay, well, if Alex liked it.
Like, just like headliners, I think we assume have to be like the most current.
No.
But it's also like legacy.
Yeah.
Like, I was okay. Like, I wouldn't have been like I get it. And it's just like a crazy thing to say, like, should have been a headliner. Like,
yeah, really crazy. That's classic Charlie, though.
It is. And you have to like sort of love that for her.
Yeah. And she played I Don't Care. I love it.
Is that her song?
She's on it with Icona Pop.
She is?
Yeah. So if you're going to play
That's
that
actually
song,
really impressive.
you can headline. And that's a clip that I saw of Kylie and Timothy, which is really my lead story of the weekend. Kylie and Timothy went to Coachella. What was in his backpack? Like,
okay, I said the exact same thing.
Is he camping?
Why does somebody who has like bodyguards, assistants, you know, they have like a car right outside. They don't do Coachella the way other people do.
No, she had a tiny purse.
You literally need a lip gloss and a phone. That maybe a charger too, but your bodyguard probably is carrying it for you. Him and his big stupid backpack that was literally bigger than her. He looked so stupid. Like, it was actually ruining all the photos and videos.
I'm so curious what's in there. And now I'm wondering, was there even anything in there? Maybe he did it for the look of it, like, because he's into fashion too. And that's like
right, because why would he hurt his back?
That's a cool festival look to wear a backpack.
But it was huge. It was like the type you wear on like a 3-day hike. Yeah.
Mount Everest.
Why did he have a backpack?
I don't know. Maybe he was holding like snacks for Kylie.
Okay, let's try and look past the backpack for 30 seconds.
Okay, yeah, because I love them so much. They're so in love. Have they ever had a fight? No.
No, and I think this every time we get like footage of them, which is, I know they don't do a lot together, but we low-key like get a lot of videos of them. They go to like weird concerts and stuff. They are so touchy, lovey-dovey. Not like you would expect a couple that's actually been together. How long now?
2 years.
Right. You know, you touch like that in the first couple of months, but eventually, you know, we got bills to pay.
Yeah.
Stop touching me. I'm always so surprised at the level of like PDA and intimacy. And I love that for Kylie. We've never seen that from her.
Yeah, but she's definitely like a lovey, sensual person. Mm-hmm. You know? You can see it's like a Kylie initiative.
Her love language is physical touch.
1,000%. And then Travis Scott also performed. And I don't think Kylie went because Kendall took Storm Alou.
Which is, I think, perfect. Like, Kylie doesn't have to go to that.
Right. I agree.
It's crazy that Travis Scott is performing at festivals, like, sidebar. But I'm glad it's a festival with actual infrastructure and, like, people in place, not what he put together. So it's nice that Kendall took him. And I think Kendall probably, like, likes his music. And Stormy should see her dad. But, like, why should Kylie have to go? She's with her new boyfriend. Like,
do you think, like, Kylie misses not, like, maybe she loves the music? Or she's happy to not listen to it anymore?
No, her music styles have definitely changed.
Yeah.
You get into what your man is into.
Yeah.
And, you know, he just got off of playing Bob Dylan. So he definitely has like a really eclectic taste in music.
Yeah.
I also saw something that was causing some conversations about Northwest being at Coachella, like with her friends and like a bodyguard.
I imagine that's what like young adults in California do. I mean, not with a bodyguard.
Well, not with a bodyguard.
But with a parent. Like, I feel like at a certain age, you go to Coachella with your friends and someone chaperones. I don't know what age that is.
She's 11, which I think like doesn't get said enough.
No, that's really young. That's not young adult.
Yeah. She's 11. I feel like I feel that way about Blue Ivy too. I think Blue Ivy's 12. Mm-hmm. When you see her dancing on stage, like at her mom's tour, she looks 16. Like, I have to constantly be reminding myself that these girls are 11 and 12. Like, that's not even a teenager, okay?
Yeah.
So I saw people on TikTok just being like, that's really crazy to be at Coachella, like, without a parent. And I'm sure she was completely safe.
And
like,
also,
I'm not worried about.
Confirmed without a parent? Like, was she with her friends and maybe someone's mom? Maybe it was someone's birthday?
1,000% unconfirmed. It was just like videos of her and her friends walking around with like clearly a big bodyguard behind them.
Yeah, I feel like she goes a lot of places with her bodyguard. Even I just watched Kardashians last night, and all of Kim's kids went to China with Kanye and for his show, or like they're just having time with their dad. And for sure, like a bodyguard and probably nannies go with them, and like to the point where Kim has eyes on them. So it's like if they could go to China, why can't she go? And probably Kim's in Palm Springs.
It's like actually dystopian. It's really crazy.
Yeah, but I just feel like we can't apply like what we know to how
of course, to our lived experience.
To her lived experience.
Also, one more thing about Alex Earl, very interesting, is that Xandra was also at Coachella, which of course, two girls can be in the same place, but they were both staying at the same place because I saw them. I was being like such an investigator. They both were staying at like different houses, but in the same like gated community because they were holding cups that both said the Madison Club.
Oh, so they're okay in the same like
so it's
not
gated
in the same
community.
House. Understood.
No.
You know what? I want to start a new list.
Things we like can't not bring up when we talk about certain people.
Of dream podcast episodes that we would like to host here at the show.
Of course, facilitating
Keeping Up with Sports.
Oh, sure. Okay.
The coming together of Alex and Xandra.
Even though, as far as I know, the lore between the two. Now, Alex has told the story of like her big friendship breakup on her podcast. She never said it was Xandra, but it's widely believed to have been Xandra. Like what Xandra allegedly did to Alex, these two shouldn't be friends, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm still putting them on the list. If anyone can bring them together, it's us.
Kim and Taylor.
No, I don't have any curiosity there. And I also don't think there's any room for
growth, for conversation.
For coming together. But like, I do need to speak to Lamar and Caitlin imminently.
Okay.
So, I feel like sometimes we just have like one question for someone. And like, I want you to come on the podcast and ask them the question. There was another one. Remember we were saying that?
Yeah.
Someone will remind her to come back.
Send off in the comments. What were we saying?
Yeah. Just like resolution, you know?
Who else were you following at Coachella that you found to be titillating?
Well, some of the other things that I saw Benson Boone flip.
Benson Boone flipped again. And he brought out Brian May.
I feel like Benson Boone has a really bright future ahead of him.
I actually agree. I think in a very, up until this point, subtle way, he's been really positioning himself as like a Freddie Mercury of our generation with the outfits and the flip and the mustache and the voice. And then in a very like heavy-handed way, he wanted to remind everyone at Coachella and on the world stage that he is the Freddie Mercury of our generation because he sang Bohemian Rhapsody and he brought out Brian May, who's like the hair from Queen who plays guitar, sort of, I guess, giving his approval. The same way that like Brian May and the band play with Adam Lambert.
Adam Lambert is losing his mind right now.
1,000%.
Somebody check on Adam Lambert.
Because he has been up until this point like
the stand-in.
Stand-in, kind of how like John Mayer's the stand-in at Grateful Dead. Adam Lambert has weirdly become like the stand-in for Queen, which it really has worked up until this point. He has the talent, he has the look, and nobody questioned it. But Benson Boone saw that and said, listen, I'm coming for your crown. And he kind of did. He really crushed it at Coachella.
Yeah, he did. Very, very impressed. And then I also saw Haley and Justin looking lovey and having fun. Yeah, but it goes back to what we said on Friday, like red flag, and then nothing, and they're totally fine. And they looked like they were having a nice time, and they're in the house, and there's a picture with the baby on the couch, and like, they're having a lovely weekend, and everything's fine with them.
No, and after our discussion on Friday, the believers, like the people who've been around for a while, they're like, listen, we're not worried. Like, this just is Justin. He has really weird social media behavior. He's eclectic, he's freaky, he's creative, but like, he's always fine.
Okay. That's what I want for them.
I am choosing like not even to be remotely worried about these two. And I think that there's a machine in the media, I don't know who it's coming from, like that wants me to be concerned, and I'm not going to be.
1,000%.
I'm fighting the power.
1,000%. I don't even tune into that. But when I see his own videos that his own account posted 5 minutes ago, I have to look at that in the face.
Yeah. Yeah, you do.
But now I'm not even gonna. I'm just gonna say they had fun.
Scroll
they were
on.
With Kid and Tate.
Yep. Cute little
She should have been up there shaking that thing.
She should have been up there shaking that thing. There's something about Tate McRae. She just cannot get arrested.
Yeah. People,
nobody works harder. Nobody tries harder.
And like, somebody really wants it, you know? They really want it for her. And she's working so hard. And
She's doing all the right things. She's dating someone famous. Like, she's hanging out with Justin Bieber. Why isn't she having the same? Remember when Billie Eilish hung out with Justin Bieber when she was like fresh on the scene? Like, why isn't the Tate McRae rocket taking off?
Can I say why I think and why it's not taking off for me? Because she's like my kind of girl. I don't think the songs are good enough.
Oh.
I saw her perform on SNL. She's a gymnast. She's a dancer. Oh my God. The next coming
vocals.
Britney Spears. And the song is just like.
So I think the music is really manufactured for social media, which is why she's so successful on social media. Yeah. Yeah. And it doesn't evolve beyond that.
Yeah.
Like she's like stuck in a box of TikTok.
Yeah. Nothing will ever be She's All I Want to Be again. Go back to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's like for me why I don't listen to Tate McRae all the time. Even though like she's Mimi Webb, she's my girl.
Yep.
The songs just aren't strong enough for me. If
That's
anybody's
that's
asking.
a bold statement.
I know. I had the thought and I just, kept it to myself, but you literally
Kisses to my exes who don't give a shit about me. Kisses to the next one who think they can live without me. I like that song.
And I just was going to keep the thought to myself, but you did just ask, and so I wanted to share my thought.
It does. It boggles my mind.
Yeah. But I'm always wishing her the best for her. She reminds me of Margot Oshry, and so of course I will always have love in my heart.
She reminds me of Ariana Bierman, so I will always have love in my heart.
So much love. Anything else from Coachella?
I'm sure there's more, but it was really the Kylie and Timothy and Alex Earl weekend.
Yes, for me as well. Was it that for you as well? Who did you watch Coachella through the eyes of? The eyes of the beholder.
Literally.
Yeah, that's really how it went for me. So
yeah.
Let us know. Are you ready for our next story?
Ugh, if we have to talk about these insufferable bitches, then yeah.
Absolutely have to talk about the Blue Origin all-female crew that blasted off to space this morning, has already touched down back on Earth. Katy Perry out of the capsule, kissing the ground. Katy Perry, Lauren Sanchez, Gayle King, and 3 other women went to space this morning. And they
had like a full send-off for them. Like Kris Jenner, Khloe Kardashian, and Oprah. There was a USA Today live stream. Like they had a full press event down below. Of course they did. Entire time.
The whole thing is made for press.
Now you think Kris and Khloe went like as a favor to Lauren?
Yes, I think they went to support their girl. And as I was watching Kardashians last night, I had the thought that I'm actually surprised that Kim wasn't on this. This is something that I think she's good friends with Lauren. I feel like
she probably could if she wanted to go. Maybe she doesn't want to go.
I feel like Katy got her seat.
Yeah, if sea filler energy.
Yeah, even though I'm sure Katy was down and they're definitely good friends, but I feel like Kim was offered, and I'm surprised that she didn't go because she loves to like conquer new things, and this would be classic that. But I do believe when Pete almost went to space when they were dating, she was like, I would never do that.
Yeah, I could see her definitely having had the opportunity if she wanted to, but I could see her turning it down. It's a fucking crazy thing to do.
Yeah, because like on the one hand, it's like crazy and scary, right? Like you're going to outer space. Why? And on the other hand, it's like an 11-minute pointless trip.
Yeah, for what?
For what? To say you did.
Katy was like making content for the last 24 hours, like keeping the kitty cats fully fed about how she was feeling and like how important this was. And it's all in service and in promotion of her new tour. Because I saw her being interviewed when she touched down on Earth, and like the interviewer was like, you're doing a lot with the tour coming up as well. So I hope that she sells tickets. Like I hope it was worth it, because she has kind of become like a little bit, not even a little bit, like she's a little bit of a joke, Like,
well, it's like
all the jokes about her on social media.
She was that, and I feel like she came out of that.
I know,
now she's back in.
She's slipping back. The Dr. Luke thing really didn't help.
Yeah. Also, I'm sure we'll get footage from inside the capsule and we'll get like a whole documentary, but there was like a radio comms of them talking to the astronauts, and they were like, or the ladies are in space now, or should we call them astronauts? And they're like looking at the moon, and I don't know whose voice it is, so I can't shame them yet, but the person is saying, oh my goddess.
No.
Instead of saying, oh my God, she's saying, oh my goddess.
I get it. It's like not using the word manhole, right?
It's like something.
Oh my God. Like whatever brand of new wave feminism this is, not only do I not subscribe to it and hate it, I think it's so deeply bad for women. And I'm actually starting a antithetical movement against whatever the fuck this is called, okay?
Yeah, I do. I'm going to need names on that.
1,000%.
And the thing is,
I unfortunately think it was like one of the no names.
I don't think it was Katie. Her voice is
I don't think
kind
it was
of
Gail.
lower. I don't think it was Gail. It didn't sound. I think it might have been like the activists and the
That's what I'm
astronauts.
saying. Like the people, the innocent bystanders.
It actually
you know?
probably was like an activist that would talk like that.
Oh my goddess.
Look at the moon. Oh my goddess. So if I have to know that, so do you.
I also think, like, not that I've ever been asked, but if I were to be asked to go to space, like, Blue Origin is just the loseriest one. Do you agree?
Out of the three?
Like, out of Richard Branson, SpaceX, and then, like, very last minute, Jeff Bezos was like, I want to do this too. And he, like, scrapped together Blue Origin. Like, I wouldn't want to go on Blue Origin.
So who would you go? Who would you allow to take you to space?
I'd probably go with Richard Branson because wouldn't want to be seen as like making a political statement in this climate. You know, I couldn't handle the backlash. Like I'm trying to keep my job. So I'd probably go with Richard Branson, and it's a little elevated. You know, he's British. Like it's very cosmopolitan.
Think Richard goes to space enough. Like
he doesn't do kitschy, dumb marketing things like
right,
this.
But like, so I just feel like he doesn't have enough practice runs under his belt for like me to just go with him.
No, of course, let's be real. If I'm talking about like safety wise, I only want to go with Elon. Like he's the only one who actually does space exploration.
He saved the NASA astronauts. Like
no, 1,000%.
They do this in their sleep.
But I'm talking optically. I'm going with Richard Branson.
Really, you don't want to stand with Jeff? Get free Amazon for life?
I do, and I do want to be invited to his wedding. But like, there was something about Blue Origin like I actually just don't trust.
I actually trust. I don't know why I'm always defending his space curiosity.
Jeff Bezos?
Yeah.
It's not natural. He is not space curious. He just wanted to keep up with the other billionaires. And I'll literally die on that hill.
I don't know. Maybe because when I read Elon's book, like the space rivalry between them was like very real and very much born out of both of them being obsessed with space. And it's not Elon's book. It was the book on Elon. It
seems inauthentic coming from Jeff.
Well, Walter Isaacson made it seem authentic to me. But maybe he's a Jeff
Maybe he's on Jeff's payroll.
1,000% he's on Jeff's payroll. And I'm sure
I wouldn't mind being on Jeff's payroll,
I'm
to
sure
be clear.
he'll write a book about Jeff at some point. He's like the
biographer of our generation.
Boy. He did Steve Jobs. He did
You think
Elon.
he's worked with Carol Radswell?
I don't. And
Maybe he'll do her next.
I think that's a mistake on his part.
I agree. Maybe he'll biograph her. Is biograph a verb? No. Maybe he'll follow her next.
Yeah, but what would be the verb?
Right?
Yeah, he did Einstein.
Yeah, do Carol Radswell next. And then, of course, Trudy Lou Freebush.
And then Jeff Bezos. Benjamin Franklin, Leonardo da Vinci. Kissinger, classic.
I thought you were going to say Leonardo DiCaprio. I'm like, oh, that's unique. Unexpected.
So, congratulations, ladies. You've set us back.
You did it. Congratulations, ladies. You embarrassed yourselves and us.
But I do want to say, like, on the one hand, these spacesuits are a joke because, like, that's not what astronauts wear. On the other hand, like, they looked amazing.
They're extremely flattering.
Lauren Sanchez, I'm giving her
the same thing.
Best dressed.
This is me looking for her waist. Like, literally, she looked snatched to the gods.
Like, next to, like, all the, I mean, she's a gargy lady, but, like, I don't know, everything about it, she looked the best. Sorry.
I wonder if there was, like, a partner who designed, but they would have, like, made it a whole thing. Like, women designing in space. But, like, it looks like Carolina Herrera. Like, it's so tailored.
Yeah, no, it's really sick.
Yeah.
I'm glad and I'm sad that it's over. I actually have found myself every day being like, is it April 14th? Like, are they going to space?
I know.
And I'm kind of
I've been acutely aware of the date.
I'm annoyed they went so early in the morning because I don't know, I feel like if it was midday and like the TV was on, I'm at the nail salon,
totally.
like I might have watched it.
This is such nail salon fodder.
Instead, they like flew up at 7 a.m. Central Time.
Yeah,
we didn't even get
it wasn't
the Post
happening.
Malone content yet. Like half the country's sleeping.
Off the heels of Coachella, Passover, we're not paying the Masters. We needed a few more hours.
We did. I wonder what that was about. That's the only slot they could get.
I feel like you have to leave for space early in the morning. I don't know why. I feel like it's the first rule of space, like crack of dawn.
You think, and you could see a beautiful sunset coming up.
I guess it's also like maybe if there's any sort of technical difficulties, like you give yourself the most possible daylight.
You get pushed back a little.
Right.
Well, I will miss this chapter of American Herstory.
I won't.
And now we can check this off the list. A group of women have gone to space, and for that I can sleep better at night. knowing this has happened and that this is possible.
Yeah. I didn't think it was because I thought women were too stupid. And now I know that they're not. Thank you.
I know that they are. I didn't think that women could go to space before today.
No, and it's really amazing to see that they can.
Because if you can see it, you can be it.
Amen to that, sister.
And now I have seen it. That you can
and
go
I
to
believe
space for 11 minutes.
Yep.
Oh, thanks, ladies.
Goodbye.
I mean, how do you come down from the adrenaline rush? I would be like, bouncing off the walls. That's a lot.
Of course, buzzed.
Are you ready for our next story?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so a little SNL controversy, ex-White Lotus.
Yes.
Everyone is talking about this, but Aimee Lou Wood is blasting SNL for mocking her in a mean parody. So SNL did a sketch on Saturday night called The White POTUS, and they made it like a White Lotus spoof plus politics. And so they had Sarah Sherman playing Aimee Lou Wood, and the portrayal of her did not sit well.
It was like very gap tooth, British, like really exaggerated some of her physical
especially
attributes.
Yeah, so she said apparently she got like misunderstood about something to do with HBO, and she said, and she cleared that up, like, no, I love HBO, like, no issue. And then she said, but whilst in honest mode, I did find the SNL thing mean and unfunny. XO. Felt righteous, might delete later. Then she said, such a shame because I had such a great time watching it a couple weeks ago. Yes, take the piss for sure. That's what the show is about. But there must be a cleverer, more nuanced, less cheap way.
So I feel conflicted because, we're clowning on SNL? Where do I show up? Like, I'm ready. It's literally the least funny show on the planet.
Aimee.
However, like, part of being a part of something so big and cultural is like having SNL clown on you. Her teeth like were a big sort of attractor, I think, for a lot of people. Like, were very drawn to her real life look, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was, net positive. So them like, mocking it is just like so SNL. I agree with her that like it just wasn't funny. So like that's that. But I don't know, like complaining that you got made fun of on SNL when you're like a part of this huge cultural moment. It sort of is par for the course, not to be such a golf girly. But
so I watched like the first like I didn't watch the whole sketch, but I watched like when we first see her and she's like with the teeth and like looking dumb. Was there more of her?
It was just all like that exaggerated
I don't
teeth.
know. Like, yeah, I agree. You should be able to be made fun of. You're part of the biggest thing. But like what it's really harping on, you're just like falling on the teeth when like, that's just cheap. I agree. It's cheap. And like, we don't make
it's
fun
not
of
creative.
Like SNL's woke. We don't make fun of people for their looks, right?
Right. No, I think that they do. That's
for their looks, like a woman for her looks.
Yeah, it depends on the woman, but I think they're not above that. I wouldn't say that that's like a hard line that they draw.
I just think it's cheap to just rest on the teeth.
I agree. The sketch like wasn't about her.
No, but she didn't
So,
like her portrayal. It made her look dumb.
No, of course,
and
but she has every
cheesy.
right not to like her portrayal, for sure. I don't know.
Especially because she was such a lovable character in the show. Like, I just feel like
Right.
they got it wrong. I mean, I do think sometimes it's like, this is a hate you can harbor and not like put it out there because you do look kind of like a
You
sore
can't play
loser.
ball. Yeah.
But she's allowed to be offended. Like,
1000% she's allowed to be offended. Also, she's not American. So she doesn't like get
SNL
the
hasn't
culture.
come to Britain yet, but she
Right.
should wait a year.
She doesn't understand the cultural impact and like why it's technically considered a compliment.
Yeah, I'm just literally never going to take the side of SNL. So,
No, same 1000%.
and then what's also weird is then Rick posted the clip and like was
Walter
like loving
Goggins?
it. Walton Goggins to fuel the flames of the flames.
Yeah, there's definitely something going on between these two.
He praised the sketch like hours after it's been clear every headline Aimee Lou Wood doesn't like the sketch, and he reposted it on his Instagram saying, "Smashing. John, I knew I was miscast." And then he also commented on the SNL Instagram account saying, "Ha ha 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 ha, amazing."
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I want to see
So he
something.
hates her. So he hates
He
her
hates her for sure.
because they fell in love and they fell out of love.
And I guess it does feel pointed. Like if you wanted to exaggerate like Walton Goggins, you could have somebody with like the biggest teeth and a forehead that never ends.
Right. He said he gets John Hamm. I'd love that too.
Right. Like I actually feel her on that. Like, they both were unique. They had unique, characteristics. Like, his teeth don't fit in his mouth. Like, they could have played on that, but they didn't.
They didn't make him like a greasy old man. They gave him John Hamm.
Right. That feels unfair.
Yeah. I'm with
you. So I would like it too if they had, Megan Fox playing me in a sketch.
Right. I'm with Aimee on this.
Yeah, of course. No, one thing about me, I stand firmly against SNL. Like,
same. But I do think it is cheap. Like, she's more than just the teeth, okay?
No, of course.
And they picked out like a rack of teeth. They could have chosen something a little different.
Yeah.
But they went
I wonder
all in.
when things like this happen. It doesn't happen a lot because for the most part, people feel really either even if it's authentic or not. Right. They always say like, oh man, it's such an honor. Right. So when this does happen, like I wonder how that feels like for Sarah Self or for the writers. Like, do they care at all?
So I did also see a headline like Aimee Lou doesn't blame Sarah.
Why?
Yeah. She could have picked a different set of teeth.
Right. No, she just doesn't. Aimee doesn't want to be like attacking a woman,
Yeah.
Why not? Attack more women. Normalize it.
Yeah. Like just go all the way,
1,000%. Before we dive into the fourth and fifth story, might I let you know that the fourth and fifth story are brought to you by Fast Growing Trees?
You better.
So did you know that Fast Growing Trees is the biggest online nursery in the U.S. with thousands of different plants and over 2 million happy customers? They have all the plants your yard needs, like fruit trees, privacy trees, flowering trees, shrubs, and so much more. Whatever plants you're interested in, Fast Growing Trees has you covered. You can find the perfect fit for your climate and space. They make it easy to get your dream yard. You can order online. You get your plants delivered directly to your door in just a few days without ever leaving home. Their Alive and Thrive guarantee ensures your plants arrive happy and healthy. Plus, you get support from trained plant experts on call to help you plan your landscape, choose the right plants, and learn how to care for them. I love that they do that, by the way, that like they have experts, because who the hell knows like what exactly they should be planting based on where they live. I know that you have fast growing trees in your yards.
I would love an oak tree, but fast growing trees
right.
Is like,
they said absolutely not, ma'am.
You could have a palm tree.
So you don't have to drive around to nurseries and big garden centers and choose your plants from a limited assortment. Fast Growing Trees makes it easy to order online. Your plants are delivered right to your door in just a few days. Every plant comes with instructions and tips to care for your plants so they can grow to their fullest potentials. This spring, they have the best deals for your yard, up to half off on select plants and other deals. And listeners of The Toast are going to get 15% off their first purchase when they use code TOAST at checkout. That's an additional 15% off at fastgrowingtrees.com when they use code TOAST at checkout. Fastgrowingtrees.com, code TOAST. It's the perfect time to plant. Use TOAST to save today. Offer is valid for a limited time. Terms and conditions may apply. Today's episode is also brought to you by Home Chef. Do you find yourself eating the same thing over and over again? Work is burning you out, so you don't have time to search for new meals, pick out ingredients, shop, learn how to cook something new. Well, Home Chef gets it, and they're here to make meals easier and healthier, along with tons of variety. So Home Chef delivers fresh ingredients and chef-designed recipes conveniently to your doorstep to simplify your cooking experience. Users of leading meal kits have rated Home Chef #1 in quality, convenience, value, taste, and recipe ease. So whether you prefer classic meal kits with pre-portioned ingredients, quick 30-minute recipes, oven-ready options, microwave meals, or dedicated family menus, Home Chef has everything that you need for your family to have a hassle-free, delicious dinner. They have over 30 options a week. They serve a variety of dietary needs, plus it's economical. Home Chef customers save an average of $86 per month on groceries. If you've also been wanting to learn how to cook, or you're just not very good at cooking, I've actually had a lot of success with Home Chef, and I actually can't cook for shit. Like, it's so idiot proof. It's actually fun. It's easy, and it's really quick, which I like. And as a picky eater, I find that they have a lot of variety on their website, so you can really find something that you'll like. When meal planning ends up on the back burner, check out Home Chef's new 5-ingredient meals that simplify prep with super easy recipes using just 5 fresh pre-portioned ingredients. For a limited time, Home Chef is offering our listeners 50% off and free shipping for your first box, plus free dessert for life. Go to homechef.com/toast. That's homechef.com/toast for 50% off your first box and free dessert for life. Homechef.com/toast. You must be an active subscriber to receive the free dessert.
Thanks, Wojers Cogers.
You're welcome, Jogers.
Our next story, speaking of Freddie Mercury, Rami Malek and Emma Corrin have split after 2 years of dating.
I had no clue that they were together.
So I saw this story. I processed it. I was like sad. They were an institution. And then I realized I thought I was thinking of Lucy.
Of course. I'm like, oh, you're telling me he hasn't been dating Lucy Boynton this whole time.
I thought this was the breakup of Lucy and Remi. So you're saying that Lucy and Remi broke up well over 2 years ago, and he's been dating Emma Corrin, who I also know from The Crown, since?
Of course. I guess that is the truth, and that is what's really going on, but I kind of missed this whole chapter.
2
There's
years?
a large contingency of people who care deeply about who Rami Malek dates. I am not one of those people.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I care deeply, but he's always in an interesting relationship that seems stable.
He's always in an interesting film.
He is. He's a good actor.
He is. I really am not on like he has a lot of fans for like a random actor. I think it stems from his iconic television show, Mr. Robot. I am not one of those people who like keeps up with Rami. Like you said, I thought she was dating Lucy Boynton up until yesterday.
Yeah.
So sad for these two. No love lost for me because again, I'm new here.
No, I didn't know, so I can't be that upset. And I also saw
Because you can't lose something you never had.
I saw something else about Emma Corrin, just like a part 2 to this story, because she's been cast in Netflix's adaptation of Pride and Prejudice alongside Olivia Colman, written by Dolly Alderton. You know her.
What? Yeah, of course I do.
Everything
She's the
I
swirly
Know
who
About
wrote the
Love.
short stories.
But yeah, you read that? We read it for Redheads.
I got through 40%. I actually did not like it.
Was it a book of short stories?
Yeah.
So we just read a book of short stories for the Redheads this month. We were making such a big deal. How it was our first book of short stories?
It's not.
It was our second. Cool.
Yeah. Wait, back to what you had said. Oh, Emma Corrin is the second coming of Keira Knightley. Like she is Gen Z Keira Knightley. So all the things that Keira can't or won't do anymore go to Emma.
Yeah. And then
because if The Crown was made 20 years ago,
Keira Knightley.
it would have been Keira Knightley as Princess Diana.
Yeah, even though like there were other roles in The Crown for a woman in her 40s, and
yeah, but
Keira
it
Knightley
wasn't
could have
Diana.
also been older Diana. No,
Diana never gets older.
no, but like we had Emma Corrin and the next Elizabeth Debicki played older.
Yeah, but still, she was only like 30.
Yeah,
she died when she was what? Like,
okay, well, let's go down this rabbit hole.
I'll just ask my AI friend.
She died when she was 36.
Right. Also, I think Keira Knightley, like, she's done all the period pieces. You know, she's the period piece girl.
Yeah.
She's all set. I don't think she's like actively searching for roles because she should have been on Downton Abbey too.
Yeah, she's 40, so I feel like it was hers to pass up.
Oh, actually, that's fair. It was definitely, but she's also like very recognizable. And the one thing about The Crown is they do not cast people besides Dominic West.
Thank you.
No, wait, Dominic West is not in The Crown.
Yes,
He's in
Prince George.
Downton Abbey. He's in both?
Prince Charles, yeah.
Oh, yeah, they do not cast people whose faces we know. Like they like real unknown.
People who blend.
And is Dominic West American?
No.
No?
No, definitely not. He would not have gotten those roles.
But he's in The Affair and he doesn't have an accent. That's how I know him. So I'm not sure.
He obscured his accent. No, he's from Sheffield, UK.
Okay. So they don't cast like big stars. It's a real ensemble affair.
Yeah.
Like everybody like freaking when the queen was Imelda Staunton. Like nobody knows who that is. You know, she's just from Harry Potter.
Harry Potter, they knew.
Right. And I actually watched the first couple of Harry Potter movies in the beginning stages of my pregnancy because I was really bored. Let me tell you, her character was fucking wretched. Like I actually couldn't watch A Crown after that.
Damn. Well, and it's also the queen in her flop era. It's just a hard time for Imelda.
Yeah, it's so true. Who was your favorite queen?
Claire Foy.
Mine was Olivia Colman.
Well, you can watch her as Mrs. Bennet in Netflix's Pride and Prejudice. And then Jack Loudon playing Mr. Darcy. He better be something.
Oh, that's like such a classic face to me.
Really? You know who that is?
Yeah, hold on. I've been hearing that name a lot. He's like a classic
Mary
British.
Queen of Scots. Everyone was in that movie.
Right. Jack Loudon.
Dunkirk. You saw that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I take it back what I said. I've never seen this man.
Yeah, I've not really seen him in. Oh, he was in that movie Fighting with My Family. You ever watch that?
I think he also, he's married to Saoirse Ronan. That's why I know him.
Mr. Saoirse, and she was also in Mary Queen of Scots. Wow,
Maybe
I watched
that's where
that
they
movie
met.
one time. It really pays off in spades.
That happens sometimes where like you randomly will watch something and then like when your job is like reporting on entertainment, you constantly find yourself that what was I just constantly bringing up that I like a fun, that Rachel Zegler's been cast in the West End production of Evita. Sometimes you have a fun fact that you just have to bring up.
Oh, he was in Wolf Hall, a classic.
Never heard of it.
It's, it's one of those.
Well, rip to Rami and Emma.
Yes, but congratulations on the new gig. Do our girl
Yes.
proud.
And I do want to say, I find Emma Corrin and Elizabeth Debicki, the two women who played Princess Anne in The Crown, I find them, like, I cannot tell them apart. They both did Diana so well. Like, to me, they're both Diana.
Yeah. Well,
I couldn't pick them out of a lineup.
In their personal life, I think they're a bit different. Like Emma Corrin is non-binary, I think.
Oh.
So I don't think Elizabeth is.
Oh, so maybe if I saw them, like, out of their drag, I would definitely be able to tell them apart.
Yeah, like Emma Corrin, like she has buzz hair in this picture, I think.
Oh, wow. Pixie cut swirly.
Very Keira Knightley.
Did Keira Knightley have a pixie cut?
I feel like she buzzed her hair once, right? Isn't it?
I mean, you don't get to the level that you're at without buzzing your hair once. That's what Emma Stone is currently going through.
Yeah, and we just have to let it.
Anne Hathaway did it. Jennifer Lawrence did it. You just sort of have to let it happen. It's a canon event. You cannot interfere.
So I'm not seeing buzz, but she was the queen of the pixie cut, Claudia.
I just, like, really hate that haircut.
I know. I won't make you discuss it any further.
I don't feel like it needs explanation.
Are you ready for our fifth and final story? Mm-hmm. Gypsy Rose Blanchard is down 25 pounds. And showing
I'm so
off her
fucking
new
jealous.
snatch physique. Gypsy Rose Blanchard got out of prison, had 2 boyfriends, a baby, and has lost 25 pounds. And what have you done?
Jackie,
Dear
she not
reader.
only had 2 boyfriends, she had a husband.
And like some of you can't even get a text back.
No, it's so true. When you think about what she has accomplished personally and professionally in her time out, it's actually inspiring. And that slay of a photo that she posted announcing to everyone that she lost 25 pounds. She's never looked more refined, more sophisticated. You would never know that at one point this girl had no teeth and killed her mom. Like, it's actually inspiring.
Accessory. When did Gypsy
Sure.
Rose get out of prison?
Let me think.
Oh, you don't want to ask Gemini? I'll Google it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was trying to center myself because, I met and interviewed Gypsy Rose shortly after her stint in prison. And when was that?
Okay. She was released early in December 2023. Like, what have you done with your life since December 2023?
It's less than 2 years. She's a mother. She's an ex-wife. She's a girlfriend. She's a business owner. She's a reality star. And now she's a skinny queen.
Yeah. I don't know.
I wonder if it's more common to leave prison and gain weight or lose weight. Because, like, you're not fed a lot in prison, but, like, I think you like, the food is gross, but you have a lot of commissary, like just chips and stuff.
Well, I think also some people focus on their fitness, like Teresa.
Yes. Some people get jacked in prison, like the situation.
Yeah, it's like a good way to channel
Use of your time.
Mental mentalities.
I wonder what the statistics say. Are you more likely to lose weight or gain weight after prison as a woman?
As a woman, well.
You know what? That's a good question for AI.
Okay.
As a woman, are you statistically more likely to gain or lose weight after being released from prison?
After prison? Well,
Yeah,
then,
that's what I'm saying.
Well, then it has nothing to do with prison. Like, then it's just...
No, but I'm saying, like,
I thought you were asking
women
in
are
prison.
more likely to gain weight after being released from prison. Several studies have found that formerly incarcerated women face a higher risk of post-release weight gain due to economic hardship, mental health challenges, disrupted access to healthcare, and lifestyle changes, including less physical activity than they may have had in prison.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And then what about in prison?
Okay, let me get back on the horn. Hold on.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were going to say. Because I could see it going both ways.
What about in prison, ? Are women more likely to gain or lose weight? I like to have, like, a very casual tone with AI, you know?
Yeah, you don't want to make them scared.
Oh my God, I've never seen AI.
You've stumped them.
They're, like, struggling, yeah.
Maybe the question was not formatted properly.
Yeah. Weight outcomes for incarcerated women can vary. So there's not, like, a hard line.
That's it?
I guess it also depends on what kind of prison you're in.
Yeah. What kind of prison you in? Well, thank you for that,
What
Claudia.
kind of prison y'all in?
Congratulations to Gypsy. You know,
No, seriously,
Is there
so
any
happy
better
and jealous
feeling?
for you.
Is there any better
postpartum weight
feeling?
loss, like looking your best after being a mom? Like, her hair is snatched, her teeth are snatched, her body's snatched. She's in a happy relationship as far as we know. Like, it's actually, she's endlessly inspirational.
yeah, she is. And I feel like, of course, we are inspired by that, but I think her usage of the passage of time is something that should be studied and emulated because she has done more in the year and a half than anyone
so
else.
true.
Then seriously, who has
It's
done
on
more?
par. I'll tell you who's done more. It is on
Christina
par with
Hack?
how much Morgan Stewart accomplished during COVID.
Okay.
She got married and had a baby. She left COVID. The way she entered COVID and left COVID, I think she was even leaving COVID pregnant with her second. Like, she absolutely crushed the timeline of COVID.
Interesting. Okay. That's a good one.
Yeah. It's on par with what GRB has done in the last 2 years. Different, obviously. But do you think GRB used any sort of injectables?
Like, I hope
Like,
so.
why wouldn't she?
I hope so. Hope she made it easy on herself.
Yeah, me too. Like, I hope she had a
She's
seamless
been
time.
through a lot.
Of course.
Go off, GRB. That's the past 5 stories that you needed to know. Girl is swirly.
Yeah.
Hope you
Just
liked
of course, like you said, like if you're losing weight now and you hadn't ever lost weight before.
Well,
but
like
she was
different.
in prison.
She's different. She was in prison and then she was pregnant.
Yeah.
And she was going through stress. She was out like with the mother and like.
No, she's definitely stunted in ways.
So the rule doesn't apply, but I hope she did. Like,
me too.
take a load off, Gyp.
She's making enough money.
See?
She could pay for the good stuff.
You can't say that, Gypsy. Tried to give her a nickname. It didn't work.
Oh no, it's a slur.
Sorry.
Was that the fifth and final story? That has such fifth story energy.
Yeah, totally.
Well, it's lunchtime, so that's exciting.
Matzo sandwich.
Oh, actually, never mind. It's not exciting.
Matzo pizza.
Matzo pizza actually is really good. I'm going to text Ben to make me that.
Yeah, maybe I'll have that too. Matzo
It's
pizza's
party
for everyone.
Okay, me and Margot and Ben were having this conversation at the Seder last night. What appliance do you use to make the matzo pizzas?
I would use my oven, or I've never made one before, but in thinking about it, I would use my oven or my toaster oven, but then I couldn't make them in mass.
Right. Okay, so Margot was saying she makes them in her oven and she broils them at the end to make them really crispy. And Ben was like, oh, we make them in the microwave. And I'm like, we do?
Not anymore.
It seemed so gross. Like
a Lunchable.
And I was like, to me, the clear choice is the toaster oven.
Yeah, but then you only can make one at a time.
Right. Well, as long as I get the first one, I don't give a fuck. Like,
But I
I'm
think I
set.
need to make 4 matzo pizzas.
Right. But Margot, who's also cooking for one, like, why wouldn't I think maybe she doesn't have a toaster oven.
Oh. Well, that's because you don't have a Prada backpack.
Literally. Not to judge, but she doesn't have a toaster oven.
I feel like she does.
Yeah, she actually does. She has the Emily Mariko one that's like insanely expensive that you have to like add water to. Do you know that one?
No.
Oh my God. TikTok for my Chronically Online. Did everybody see Becca Bloom being with Emily Mariko? They went to like some big fancy Asia Society event.
Excuse?
You would love Becca Bloom, Jackie, okay? She popped up on TikTok 2 weeks ago.
I'll go to her Instagram.
Yeah, I'm sure she posts her reels there. She is obviously the daughter of like some tech billionaire. Like she is insane. And all she does is spend her money on diamonds, Van Cleef, Birkins. Like she's just sharing. She's not obnoxious though. She's just like, oh, what bag am I wearing today? Like everybody wants to know.
So cute.
And you really get to see like how the other half lives. She's like getting married. And she was like, oh, I forgot to show you guys. I got my wedding necklace in. She was like, my family and I were invited to the Van Cleef winery. And like, we're literally like, what the fuck are you talking about? Her and her family, I guess, are big customers of Van Cleef. So they invited them to their winery to show off their new line of fine jewelry. And there was this ruby and diamond necklace. And she loved it so much, but she asked for it to be made in all diamonds. She wasn't interested in rubies. So they handmade this like one-of-a-kind piece for her. Rumors is it's about $500,000 necklace. And she's wearing it to her wedding. So she tried it on for us on TikTok.
Love, she's super cute. She doesn't post a lot on Instagram at the moment, but
oh, she posts a lot on on TikTok.
So I'll wait. I'll wait for her to really invest in her Instagram account.
By the way, it comes for everyone where you have to start investing. So it'll happen for you.
Yeah.
That's our show, you guys. Thank you so much for listening to the Toast Millennium Morning Show. We deliver the fast 5 stories you need to know every Monday through Friday on YouTube. So you're watching us on YouTube. Please feel free to subscribe and give us a thumbs up. We're also available as podcasts and our podcasts be found on Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, Public Radio, Castbox, all the places where we listen to podcasts. Find us at Toast, 5 star review about how beautiful, stunning, and wickedly talented we are.
Love ya. Bye.